Hey everyone, it's Ali Lindley here from One Number, and today I want to walk you through how to build a dashboard on Tableau Public. So the aim of the game in this video is really just to walk you step by step through the whole process of building, connecting to data, building a dashboard, and then publishing it. So you're welcome to follow along. You don't need access to anything other than Sample Superstore, which is a data set, and public.tableau.com, which is free software. So that's fantastic. If you are familiar with Tableau Desktop, this might be superfluous to you, but hopefully it's interesting to anyone who's looking to get started on Tableau. Maybe you're prepping for a certification and don't have access to Tableau Desktop. This is the video for you. Okay, so let's start. Step one, public.tableau.com. You want to sign in. You can see this is my homepage, my profile. So I'm going to go to create and then choose web authoring. You'll notice that there is download Tableau Desktop Public Edition. This literally downloads a application of Tableau Public on your laptop. So there are some limitations in terms of functionality, but all in all, it's pretty useful. So that's really nice. So we'll choose web authoring, and the first step is going to be connecting to data. So I'm going to upload a file from my computer. I'm going to search for Sample Superstore, which just comes with the baked in version of Tableau Desktop. Let's see, October 2024 seems relatively recent. Let's upload that. Okay, almost there. So this is going to bring us back to our data source page now. And what we're going to do is drag some of these sheets from the left over onto the canvas to build our data model, and we'll just build some relationships. So start with your base table, your home table, in our case, the orders table. Then I'm going to drag people and returns. Now on Tableau Desktop, you'd be done at this point. You'd be good to go. But we need to check update automatically for each of these sheets. You'll notice when I click on people now, okay, there we go. They have updated. That's nice. But often an issue that I run into on Tableau Public when working with people is that the data is not updating. So although they've uploaded it, it hasn't really pulled through. And so when they go back to sheet one, you've got this big red exclamation mark next to your data source. Okay. Cool. Our extract has been created and we are ready to go. We can see we've got our orders table up here. And so maybe we just want to rename this because this just says orders plus a whole bunch of tables. So I'm just going to call this Sample Superstore. And click OK. So that's renamed now. So just right click and rename. Right. So a couple of orientation things. This is our data pane on the left. That contains all the fields that were in our Excel workbook. So what I'm going to do is drag them over into my worksheet to build stuff. Okay, that's kind of the general way Tableau sets these panes out. All the information is on the left and you drag them into the view. So let's build some worksheets and then we'll put them all in the dashboard and publish them. So I think my first worksheet is just going to be a bar chart, and I think we'll do something like our categories and our subcategories like this. And then I'm going to put sales on columns and perform a descending sort and change my fit to entire view. Okay, something like that. What else? Maybe I'll put, I don't know, some of sales on label as well. And click this little drop down. Let's add a quick table calculation. So just want to show you that these work very, very similar to Tableau Desktop as well. I'm going to choose % of total. Okay, so now each of these is a % of the total of our total sales. Okay, nice. Let's rename this and let's call it bar chart. Now, we'll make a new sheet. And let's make a map. That'll be cool. So we've got some geographic information here, which is really nice. Tableau can automatically map any of these fields that have geographic roles ascribed to them. So we can see our city has a geographic role of city. Nice. So what I'm going to do is drag my state or province field onto detail and drop it in. Tableau automatically generates longitude and latitude. It is not happy with me right now because it doesn't know where these states or provinces are. So I'm also going to drop country onto detail. And this should sort out our problem. Okay, so here we can see all our states and provinces and our countries. I think I'll also, so I'm going to hold down Command Control if you're on Windows, and I'm going to drop this onto color. And now, our country, oh yeah, we're a little circle. We've gone for the circle. So let's choose a map, mark type. And that looks good. So now we can see our different regions, but they're colored by the country that they're in, which works fine for me. Okay, I'm not gonna think about this too deeply. I don't think. Nice little map. Okay. Colored by region. Maybe we should color this by something else, actually. Should we put sales on here instead of country? So I'm dragging my sum of sales over on top of region and country field, and I've just dropped in my sales. Okay, nice. So now we can see England is by far our highest selling region, or state or province. Okay, cool. That's fine. And then for our third one, why don't we build a scatter plot? And my scatter plot is going to be profit and sales. Those will be our axes, so profit and sales. What else do we have? I think I'm going to put product name onto detail. And okay, that looks fine. And then maybe category on color as well, or business segment. Yeah, let's put segment onto color, just so we're getting another category involved here, dimension. Okay, nice. And then maybe lastly, category on detail as well, just to say, why not? Let's put category in there too. Okay. I think I'm going to go over here to the analytics pane and drag in a trend line. Let's try a linear trend line for our scatter plot, just to help us understand how this works. Okay, cool. So far we've just built 3 basic charts. So why don't we add some filters into these to help us slice up the information, and then we'll put them into a dashboard. So I think on this bar chart, it would be nice to filter this by order date. So I'm going to drag order date onto filters and select years. And I will say all and click OK. And now right click on the filter and show my filter. So I want to be able to see it over there. Okay, that looks fine. Now let's go to the map. Here's my sum of sales color legend. And let's filter this by, why don't we do this by category as well? So I'm going to right click on category and, we can't do that on public. Okay, let's drop this onto filters. We'll select all, say okay, and right click and show the filter. Okay, that's fine. So let's build a dashboard now. So I'm going to click this new dashboard button at the bottom right. And right, so just a quick layout here. Size, we have fixed size, automatic, and range. Generally, my recommendation is to use a fixed size just because Tableau struggles to resize things like text really well or floating objects. And so what that means is if you're building this on a laptop, like I'm building this on just a normal laptop screen, but if someone were to view this on a 32-inch 4K ultra wide screen, Tableau would have to do some serious resizing to get the dashboard looking good on their screen. And what that'll mean is that some of my hard work in terms of formatting my text and shapes and stuff might go to waste. Tableau might resize things strangely. So normally I would suggest fixed size and find some dimensions that work well for whatever you're going to use your dashboard for. But because I'm only seeing this on my screen, I'm going to choose automatic and it'll resize to fit my whole screen. Okay. Over here, we've got a bunch of dashboard objects, which are really nice. If you want the option for people to download this at a later stage, you can add that button in. Navigation button, you navigate between different dashboards. Horizontal containers and vertical containers, extremely useful for dragging and dropping objects into in complex dashboards. So there's a lot here that we can work with, but I think today we're going to keep it simple, and I'm just going to, again, drag our sheets from the left into the right. So we've seen this whole structure in the data source, in the worksheet, and now in the dashboard. Information's on the left, drag stuff in to the right. So I'm going to put our bar chart in here. It goes gray, indicating that's where the bar chart's going to go. And now you'll notice that we have the filter from the bar chart as well as the bar chart itself that's been brought in. So that's fantastic. That's what I want. Now, where do I want this map to go and the scatter plot? I think I'm going to drop the map next to the bar chart. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, that looks okay. And the scatter plot below them all. Let's see what that looks like. You can always resize things and move things around as we go. I wonder if the map would be better down here and the scatter plot would be better up here. Let's see. Let's resize it. That's actually not terrible. I just hate the idea of having 3 in a row. So let's move the map. Uh-oh. Where's my bar chart? Okay. So something's weird. Let's just remove the bar chart is now here. Okay, yeah. So that was a bit weird. So what are we gonna do? What did I want to do? I wanted to move the map to the bottom, like this. So I think what was causing some issues is just the processing time for all of this. Okay, this is terrible. Okay, whatever. We'll do 3 in a row just because it works. So technically, this is a dashboard. And we're going to add in some extra things, but for the moment, I mean, this is a dashboard. It's working. Now, what I would like to do, I think what would be good is to make this filter. So currently this filter only applies to the bar chart, and you can see it changing as I uncheck a couple of things there. So what I'm going to do is click the drop down here and apply it to the worksheets on this dashboard. So I'm going to click apply to worksheets and selected worksheets. And I'm going to check select all on the dashboard. Now, why did I not just say use all in related data source or whatever it is, use all using the related data source? Mostly because normally when you're building dashboards, I mean, ours is a little test case, right? So it's super, super simple. If you're building a dashboard, chances are it's quite complicated and there are a lot of buttons and worksheets and things. If you say all using related data sources, you're really going to filter every single worksheet, which might sound nice now, but perhaps at a later stage, you're wanting to only filter some worksheets or some dashboards. Well, now you're going to need to go through and make sure that you've checked or unchecked all the relevant dashboards, and it can really be a mission trying to undo that global filter work. So using selected worksheets can often be a better option to rather keep it simple than make something super global and have to try and undo it later. I think the other thing I want to do is, because Tableau Public is taking a little bit of time to process my filters, I'm going to say I want to customize this and I want to see an apply button like this. So I'm going to say show apply button. And what that's going to do is it means I need to click apply before the filter runs. So because Tableau Public is taking time to apply the filter anyway, if I'm going to be selecting multiple values at any one time, it might be nice to do that. Why don't we do the same with this category filter? So I'll say apply to worksheets, selected worksheets, select all on the dashboard. And then for this one, I'm also going to customize it and show an apply button, as well as changing this to maybe a single value list, just for fun, so you can see what this looks like. Okay. Office supplies, technology. Okay, so I see our apply button is gone because I changed it from a multi-select to a single select, but that's fine. Maybe the last thing we could do with these filters is edit the title. So we could say something like select a category. And then for our order date, we could say something like select a year. Okay, nice. Now, this color legend has been brought in. I think it's useful to see, and it acts as a filter. Sorry, not a filter, a highlighter. Oops. What have I done? Tableau public. Let's remove that from filters. Oops, I need to remove this segment one. So I double clicked on it and said keep only by mistake. Okay, now that that travesty has been undone, what else should we do? I think I'm gonna remove the sales legend. I don't know how helpful it is for us, so I'm just gonna click the little X over there. I think people kind of get the idea with what's going on here. Again, I think what I would do is change these titles to say something like, how did our sales perform in each region, or its state/province, I think. So that our titles on our questions. So we're sort of prompting engagement. And I guess the other thing when you're changing titles to questions is you're prompting the question that people are going to ask of the data, as opposed to just saying sales by state/province, right? I'm saying this is the question I'm answering with this worksheet. Okay. Again, with our scatter plot, perhaps we're asking something like, how did our products perform by segment? I don't know. So over time, maybe with some refinement, we'd sort of have one big question that we're trying to answer on our dashboard, and each worksheet is a slice of that pie. But at the moment, these are a little bit disparate. Now, some things that I want to show you that I think will be pretty interesting is using your worksheets as filters in your dashboard. So for instance, our map would be a perfect thing to use as a filter. For instance, I could click on the state or province and I would want these charts on either side of the map to change. So what I could do is click on this global filter button, use as filter. Now, this button is going to make sure that everything gets filtered, right? This is going to filter the bar chart and the scatter plot like this. So for England, cool, we got a filter. For that really long state name, we've got a filter. Okay, for Uppsala, we've got a filter. We sold 2 products. Nice. And so on and so forth. Okay, that works pretty well. Maybe let me say, if you don't want to filter everything, okay, so if, for instance, I don't want this bar chart to filter the map, I want it to filter the scatter plot only, okay, so not the map, because it wouldn't really make sense for me to say, oh, let's filter down. I guess it would. I want to filter down to binders, and I want to see how binders have sold in the different regions. Maybe that's not a question that I want you to ask in this dashboard. What I would do is go to dashboard and say actions. I'm going to add an action. So just a side note, this filter 1 generated was our global filter from this map. So I'm going to add an action and I'm going to add a filter. And I'm going to call this bar chart to scatter plot. And I'm going to make sure you click on the bars. So when I select a bar chart in dashboard 1, you're going to filter only the scatter plot in dashboard 1. Clearing the selection will show all the values. Okay, so show all the values means when I uncheck the bar chart that I had checked, then all the products are going to show again, right? Everything goes back to normal. So we'll click OK and click OK again. Okay, so now I click on chairs and you see the scatter plot change. Click on paper, you see it change again. Ooh, look at that distribution. Beautiful. Look at those supplies. Ugh. Okay, very interesting. Okay, so that's how you get a sheet to apply, an action, a filter action to apply to one sheet and not to the others. Finally, what we do is once we're happy with our dashboard, maybe we should put like a title sheet in here. So I'll drag a text object right up to the top like this, drop it in, and I'll call this dashboard building test. Let's apply this. This is only nine font, so that's not going to work. Let's make this 24 and apply that. And maybe let's make it in the middle. Apply again. Okay, and then we just resize. Okay, a little bit of process time, but that's what it's all about. Okay, so something like that. Hey, we could make this prettier as we go, but I think this will do fine. So finally, let me show you how we publish this. So we can run the optimizer. What the optimizer is going to do is it's going to check our dashboard for calculations, for filters, for things that are slowing our dashboard down, and we can make changes to that optimizer. To each of those things that the optimizer flags as we go. Now, we don't need the optimizer for this because this is the simplest dashboard ever made. So I'm just going to click Publish As. That's going to prompt me to name this. So I'm going to say, build a Tableau public dashboard video. Now I'm going to check show the sheets as tabs. By default, Tableau doesn't show the sheets as tabs. Okay, so what that would mean is once the dashboard is published, each worksheet is an available tab. Okay, so you can check that or not check that. You can embed a password for the data source. So what you could do is share the dashboard, which means anyone will have access to that dashboard. But if you want to get to the data source, like if you download the dashboard and you want to get to the data source, you can embed a password for it. But because this is public, I'm not going to. So I'll publish it. And let's see. Okay, nice. So this has been published. So what I'm going to do is close this now. And here we go. This is what our dashboard looks like. Beautiful. So because I clicked view sheets as tabs, they're all up here. Let me show you what that would look like if it's off. Okay, so we're going to reprocess it quickly. Cool. So that means no tabs. No tabs. So it's up to you as to how you want to show that. Finally, you can choose to show your viz on the profile and allow access, let others download or make a copy of this viz. You can turn both of these off for some degree of privacy. However, the data itself is being hosted by Tableau Public. So that's a consideration. And although you might not show the viz on your profile and you might not allow access, if you sort of share that URL with someone, if anyone has the URL, they can find this dashboard. So do be aware of that. But for any other purposes, this could be perfect. Then we've got a couple of other things. We can edit this, add it to our favorites, share it with others, download it, and nominate it for Viz of the Day. Let's do it. Okay. If there is anything else that we want to chat about, please do let me know. Pop it in the comments below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But hopefully this has been a helpful walkthrough of how to work with Tableau Public, refresh that data, update it automatically right at the beginning, and then build all the way through. We do have some super cool Tableau classes coming up over the next little while, and we'd love to see you there so we can help you on your Tableau journey. Check in next time. Let us know if there's anything else you'd like us to cover. We'll see you soon.